has moved quickly, seeking to avert the prospect of having testimonies by witnesses who have withdrawn from the ICC included as evidence.
At the concluding assembly of the state parties, Kenya has passed stage 1 of having a resolution that would exclude President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto from the new rule of evidence.
KTN's Asha Mwilu has the details.
All rise, vive ou levez.
If the Rome Statute is Kenya's target, then Rule 68 is the prosecutor's bull's eye. If ICC successfully pushes through the amendment to Rule 68, it could potentially grant Fatou Bensouda the right to use testimonies of deceased witnesses, witnesses unable to testify orally, or witnesses deemed to have been interfered with. Kenya is, however, not going to take this lying down. Attorney General Professor Githu Muigai proposed a resolution that may just be the bulletproof vest Kenya needs against the ICC cases. The safeguard, adopted by a working group, proposes to block such an amendment from being applicable to the cases against Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. Muigai's amendment reads, "The amendments to the rules of procedures and evidence shall not be applied proactively to the detriment of the person being investigated or prosecuted." This means that if Rule 68 is adopted during Thursday's plenary session, then it will not apply to ongoing cases at The Hague, but only to future cases.
All that we came to achieve at this assembly of state parties, we have achieved.
But even with that reprieve, the dilemma is far from over for Kenya. As the curtains prepare to come down at the assembly of state parties on Thursday, this safeguard to Rule 68 will still be subjected to a vote during the plenary session.
The plenary is actually just a matter of a formality, right? To just make sure that it goes through.
The controversial amendment to Article 27 of the statute, seeking immunity for sitting heads of states and their deputies, will not be on the agenda. Already, Kenya has submitted notice for a special sitting of the states parties to consider this specific amendment in the future. But word from the sidelines suggests that this amendment, strongly championed by Kenya and her African allies, failed to draw enough support. Kenya's eye is now on amendment to Rule 134 of the statute. If successful, the amendments will allow accused persons to be excused from continuous physical presence in court during their trial. Other significant amendments on which the Assembly will vote include that on Article 70, seeking the ability to include the ICC prosecutor as a possible culprit in the cases. Currently, the article presumes offences can only be committed against the court. Amendments to Article 100 provide for trial away from The Hague, but with the approval from ICC presidency, relevant chamber, and support of 2/3 of all ICC judges. DP William Ruto attempted to relocate his trial earlier this year, but failed. With so much riding on Thursday's session, all eyes are fixed on these amendments that may just be Kenya's final options out of the ICC dilemma. Asha Mwilu, KTN, Nairobi.